What is emotional stress? Well, stress is a word that describes when our body feels overloaded. It feels out of balance. It feels like we're not coping. And stress can affect us in many ways, a myriad of ways. And there is millions of researchers around the world who are researching the physiological changes of stress. But to put it simply, I want to talk about how stress can affect our muscle tension and our posture and our musculoskeletal system. Well, for an example, you can have stresses like too much to do at work, a difficult boss, an argument with a colleague, problems with your marriage. You can have stresses that can be exams, and you can have stresses that are acute and stresses that are long-term. We also talk about external stresses and internal stresses. External stresses are stresses that are impacts that happen to you from outside that sometimes you have no power over. And internal stresses can be how you think and how you react and how you respond to what's going on in your external environment. It can also be your physiology. Stress can be divided into short-term and long-term. And what's interesting to talk about is the fear, fright, and the flight response. And a lot of people know about this response. And so first of all, if we talk about that, you have an acute stressful situation that happens to you. So maybe you have a car accident, or you see a car accident, or something scary happens and your body gets shocked and stressed. What happens to your body in that circumstance? Well, the physiological reactions that happens to your body are linked way back in time. Initially, what you might happen is that your eyes will open up and you'll scrunch your face up. You may clench your jaw. And also, because this is a fear, fright and flight response, which is based on a primitive reflex, which is protect yourself or run away from the impending danger, what can happen is that your neck will go forward to protect yourself. You make yourself smaller, your shoulders might come up, and also your breathing might be affected. If it's a short and fast stress reaction, you may just stop breathing straight away. And then when you carry on breathing, your breathing will be more shallow. Instead of going all the way down into your belly, it will be more focused up here. And that's when you breathe in a way that's also called hyperventilation. In your stomach, you may find that when you have a sharp and sudden stressful reaction, is that it may feel like you're having a blow to your stomach. And sometimes the reaction might be that you need to go to the toilet straight away, or sometimes even as drastic that you may throw up. If you see an accident, that can be a reaction. But long term, it can be that you're not breathing deeply into your belly. Then the other one is that you will bend forward and protect yourself. And they're big, long muscles. The iliopsoas, the hip flexor muscles, will get you into positions you're ready to go. And the ironic thing is that you may have those stresses when you're sitting at your desk. It's not when you're running away from danger, but your body will respond the same. Head forward, shoulders up, and the other one is clenching your fist. If this happens on a repeated basis, your body might remember this. And the more it happens to you, the more your body will go into the posture of, I've got to protect myself, I've got to run away from danger. And that means that you will end up, or you may possibly end up with your shoulder muscles being up here, and you're thinking none of it. You think this is normal, that your muscles are really tight and your head is forward because you're protecting yourself. But you become unaware of what you're doing. So stress is intrinsically linked to the nervous system. And our nervous system stems from our brain, which is our central nervous system. And then the brain will then transfer information through your spinal cord out into your spinal nerves. And they will send messages to your whole body, your heart and your lungs and all your organs. You also have a system called the autonomic nervous system. And this is something that's not in your control. It happens automatically. And the autonomic nervous system has a parasympathetic system and a sympathetic system. The sympathetic system is a little bit more in line with when you're stressed, because the sympathetic is a little bit more in pumping up. And the parasympathetic nervous system is a little bit more with calming down. And in our body, we're looking for balance. And balance in the body is called homeostasis. It's the balance of our physiology. And the nervous system wants to look for balance. And the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system ideally wants to work in balance and working to support your heart and your inner organs and your lungs and your whole body so that it works perfectly.